Homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating
and Electrical.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio, this is Choppin' It Up with Chubb, the soulful way, introducing you to some of the best local restaurants across Lincoln. Powered by Nebraska Knockerball, HealthLink, and Coalition Restoration. Here's your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd.
What's happening, diggets and diggeteers? Welcome to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the Starter Heyman Jeweler text line at 402-464-5685 or stream live on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Allo Cable Channel 961. What's up, everybody? I am your host with the most straight from the West Coast. It's your boy Chubb on this nice chilly day. Today's show, we're going to switch gears and just get into a different lane and talk about something different today. I got a friend from church named Allie, and she's looking to get her own show and do something kind of like this, but she wants to discuss addiction. My bad. So today I want to introduce my guest, Allie Kaichis. Allie, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a little cold outside, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a little cold, but the sun's out, so I'll take it.
Yeah, well, now we need to just heat up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Allie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I'm Allie Kaichis, born and raised in Lincoln. I went to school here, went to Lincoln Southeast, and then went to UNL. And and then life had to start living life on life's terms after addiction hit. And now I'm a year and a half clean.
Good for you. Good for you. You know, when I heard that in church, I had to just put you on so you could tell your story. You know, I'm a firm believer that our job as humans is to help each other out. And if we can't help each other, at least do no harm. So if I can help you help others, then.
Oh, yeah. And I actually came on here a couple of weeks because of you a couple of weeks ago, and I got to share my story, and that was the best day of my life.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, we have a second one, and I'm gonna just let you take the reins right now and introduce your guest.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah. So for today, I actually have a special guest joining us today. A very wise and humble man, and by the grace of God, living by a clean and serene life. someone who I turn to for direction and advice, and this thing we called life. Robert, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Robert Whittoff, born and raised in Lincoln as well.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, so basically, Robert will be our guest today, just sharing a little bit about his story and how he got here. Yeah, and then we ended up meeting each other, and now we are friends who can rely on one another for this thing we call life. So, Robert, do you want to just tell a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your past, anything like that?
Sure. Well, I was born and raised here. I grew up in a little neighborhood called Pine Lake out on 84th and Highway 2. And I am a product of the adoption system. So I was adopted. And I went to Lincoln East High School and went to Kearney State College. And now I own a small business in town, and this is my home.
What kind of business?
Carpet cleaning.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
30 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Well, yeah, let's exchange numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so can you describe maybe how did things start taking a turn, or how did you start living in that worldly lifestyle?
Well, my first taste of alcohol, unfortunately, I was 12 years old. And a neighbor girl and myself got into my dad's liquor cabinet, and I drank a gallon of Old Crow whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
And
At 12?
At 12. And that put me in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine.
Imagine.
Stomach was pumped. And that scared me from alcohol all the way through high school and all the way through college. And I really didn't start drinking until I was 40. Which, when I tell people that, they raise their eyebrows and drop their chin like I can't believe that. But I was so scared of what that did to me that I didn't want anything to do with it. I got into life and building a business and having a family. And once I was reached what I felt was success, I felt like I deserved to treat myself.
Right.
And with alcoholism, when you break that barrier where you've drank too much, your body doesn't heal. Like if you quit drinking for 5 years and then you pick it back up where you were 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Well, unfortunately for me, I broke that barrier at 12 with a gallon of Old Crow whiskey. So when I started drinking at 40,
just went right back to it.
It was to that tolerance level of what I unfortunately gave myself at 12 years old. And it was just a nightmare for 12, 13 years.
Wow. Yeah. And what's scary is like the truth behind all addictions, drinking, drugging. It's like anytime you take a break from it, wherever you go back to, that you will go back to where you left off last, where your tolerance was last. So for me, if I was to go back to my addiction, I would go back to those 20 pills, those 20 things a day, which is scary, but that's just how our brain works.
So is it kind of like, I don't mean to sound this like ignorant, but like how you can work out and then stop working out for 4 months and then go back, and it says you have like muscle memory, like your muscles go back to like what they.
Yeah. After like, kind of like.
That's crazy.
It's wild. But what the scary part is your body can't handle that, but your brain thinks you can.
Okay.
You know? So meanwhile, your brain is like, all right, I can handle this, when in reality, and especially with my drug of choice was fentanyl. So if I do that, if I just do one, I'll probably die. It took a long time to build up tolerance, but in Robert's case, it could just happen in one. So it's a dangerous thing to look back on.
And that's scary because you just hear so much about fentanyl and things laced with fentanyl and all that, and that's crazy that people can be like addicted to that
just as their choice.
Well, God had a purpose.
God
and
then
had a purpose.
Now I'm here today sharing it and trying to help those and give others hope. So here we are. Robert, I would say what are the main things that are different about your life today than they were?
Oh, wow. I guess the easiest thing is to explain how I got sober.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Because most of the time when you hear people that get sober, they've hit their rock bottom
Mm.
and they pray to God and God answers them.
Yep.
I didn't pray to God to fix me. God just came to me and said, enough is enough.
He met you where you're
And said, and it was just a feeling. And I said it out loud. I just said, I'm done. And my sobriety date is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
is
we
kinda
literally
neat that
have
we
the same sobriety.
share the same sobriety date.
Yeah.
You got the hairs on my arm sticking when you said like God just boom,
Yeah.
boom, just all the
It's-
goosebumps.
and it did. And the funny thing is they didn't just take away my desire to drink, because I don't have a desire to drink.
Right. By the grace
My
of God.
tastes in foods have changed
Mhm.
instantly. Things that I used to like, I no longer like.
Yeah.
And things that I didn't like, now
Mhm.
all of a sudden I crave.
Yeah.
And it's really, I have no explanation for it. It's just really
Yeah.
strange how that's happened. And I remember when I was going to treatment, my uncle was taking me there, and I told him, I said, I am not going to go to AA and do all this stuff. I'm not going to do it. And I said, I don't understand why you do it. And he goes, the reason that you go to those isn't for you. You go there to help somebody else.
Mm.
And that moment told me that what this disease was for me was to help other people.
Mhm.
That gives me my joy.
Yeah.
Talking to other people, helping other people. And it doesn't even matter if they're ready to help themselves yet or not.
Mm.
It's just being there for them.
Mm.
Their people were there for me that I didn't listen to in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But I still remembered the things that they said.
Mhm.
So that's what I do. And now life is just peaceful and happy. And I truly just live in today. And
Yeah.
I worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes.
You really do.
Mhm.
Yeah. You are a man of his words. And what's beautiful is like, even I've experienced this where God, well, honestly, when you start living a life with him, it's like he changes the desires of your heart. He
Mhm.
changes the things that you crave, the activities that you want to do, even the words that come out of your mouth. Like I used to cuss all the time, and now I refrain from it. And it's almost hard for me to try to gain those type of words. So it's cool how your
Mhm.
life can literally change as you're growing. God can change your perception on it.
Yes.
So yeah, you kind of talked about how God met you. What are staples in your life today that help you maintain your serenity?
Well, I go to lots of meetings
Mhm.
and I kind of just help people as much as I can.
Yeah.
Between the treatment center and the AA and just meeting people on the street, I'm just open about with where I'm at and,
Yeah.
and what I went through to get it. The court systems had to bump me along
Mm-hmm.
10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't stop drinking when that happened, but it was a combination of things that built up. And today it's just literally just trying to help the next person.
That's
That's
good.
all I focus on.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
don't
Robert,
have-
so how long have you been sober?
September 18th, 2024.
2024.
Mhm.
Okay. So since then, has a lot of people like came to you for like your help, have you been kind of like a mentor, I should say, that like people have stopped because you took them under your wing?
A few of them, yes.
Good, good.
In treatment, because I'm 57 and most of the people in there were in their 20s. It was kind of a father figure.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, it was a mentoring situation kind of from the minute that I got there. And I've stayed in touch with probably 35 or 40 different people that were in there. And I'd say at least half of them have remained sober. And I'd like to think I have a little part to do with that.
That's
Yeah, you know, my daughter, about a year and a half ago, she would throw fireballs back like pouring piss out of a boot. I mean, and she only weighs 30 pounds wet and wearing boots. So, I mean, she'd get drunk quick. And when she was drunk, she was a different person. She was a person that it's like I didn't want to know her. You know what I mean? Like, and I cried and I begged and I cried and I begged. Well, finally we got her we got her some help, and she was out in Omaha in in a home, and she came out. She was doing really good. She was going to these AA meetings over there off of like 27th or 20 something over there, somewhere over there. And and she would ask me to go, and it was late at night. Like she'd go to like these 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock meetings, and it was late. But I was like, that's my baby, so I got to support her. And she stopped going. She started drinking again, and then she got in trouble. She got pulled over, got a ticket. Bobby, forgive me. I know this ain't nobody's business, but it is, because you're changing, and I'm proud of you. But she's doing good again, and she looks forward to those AA meetings, and they help her. So hats off and respect to all you guys who are in that and do what you do. Because like I said, it's to help each other, and if you can't help each other, at least do no harm. But people, like, I listen to stories and stuff, and like other people would follow in their footsteps and stuff. So
it's about progress. It's not perfection,
Mhm.
and if you're moving forward, and it's sad when people do relapse.
Yeah.
It's part of it though.
Yeah.
And I try to tell some people, I mentioned this to a gentleman the other day who had 5 years of sobriety, and he fell off, and now he's back being sober again. And I'm like, listen, in the last 5.5 years, you only drank twice. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And you're not starting over. You've only drank twice in 5.5 years. Take the positive from that, and don't beat yourself up over 1 or 2 days worth of.
Yeah, you got to always celebrate a win.
Yes.
Of course,
always celebrate a
every
win.
time. And what's I started thinking about this, like, what's sickening is in my addiction, I remember literally joking about those meetings. Like, I would literally joke about them, because in movies they just portray them to be a bad thing. They portray them to be awkward and weird and small grouped, and and so I would joke about it in my addiction and be like, oh, like, if you need drugs, go there. But it's like, once I got clean, and I ended up catching charges, and before I was forced to go to the rooms, I just started showing up because I was desperate. I was so utterly desperate. And I feel like for you to change your life and to head in that other direction, you have to be desperate. You have to hit that rock bottom's basement in a way. But once I started going to these meetings, they changed my life, not only for my mental health, but it's like free therapy. Hello, who doesn't love that? You can literally sit down and express all your feelings and emotions in a raw way, and no one judges you. Like, I could sit down and spill my heart out as an open book like I normally do, and no one judges me there, and everyone just loves me. And it's like each time I come back, they love me more and more. It's really like a second family. So I'm so grateful for those groups, honestly.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up.
So for me, I was just thinking about like my values that are in my life today. For me, it's being loyal and helping others, loving, kindness, spirituality. Those are some of the things that creates out who Allie is today. But I didn't have any of those things when I was in addiction. So what would your values be for yourself?
Well, one of the things that I'm very grateful for is because I didn't drink between the ages of basically 13 and 40. I knew who I was as an adult without alcohol. So when I decided to get sober, when God knocked me over the head and said, "You're done," I had something to compare to. And I feel bad for young people that are trying to become an adult at the same time as dealing with their addiction, where I had become an adult, a successful adult, and started to drink later. So when I stopped, I could pull from my experiences from that.
That's why you're so wise.
I don't know if I'm wise or not, but kind of forget where I'm going with that. But
yeah, that's good. Because I feel like, especially for me, when I got sober, I was like, well, what the heck do I do now? Like, what do I do with my life? Like, I was in college and I was a nanny, and I had all these dreams and goals, and everything that I once thought my life was in addiction. Today, it's none of that, but it's also because I'm headed in a better direction. Like today I want to be a public speaker. Today I'm writing a book. Today I want to help other addicts. Today I'm very, very spiritual, and I'm so close with God on a daily basis, and I wouldn't have any of those things without going through my addiction. Yeah, it's kind of a great whole thing.
It's kind of a trip how sometimes we go through things, and God gives us option to come to him, but sometimes he'll meet us where we are and just flick our legs from under us to be like, hey, we need you. And then he uses our test for our testimony to help others. And that's like, it's amazing to me.
It's so cool. And so actually I shared my story at UNL, at SCC. I've shared it at the meetings and I've shared it on the radio, but Mercy City, actually, our church just asked me to share my story there in a couple weeks. So I'm excited.
For Foundations?
For Foundations, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
they called me and asked me to share my
Yeah,
testimony.
So awesome. So using our test for testimony is real life proof. So I'm excited for that. But
Yeah, and that's the way for others to say, hey, you know what? That there is hope and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
there's a glimpse of hope out there. Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you, Allie.
Yeah.
I feel like God communicates with me through my conscious and my soul. There's just like a little bit in me that's always saying right or wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'm not hearing words where God says, go do the radio show.
Yeah.
Right? It feels, you can feel whether it's right or wrong.
Mhm.
And I feel that that's how God communicates with me.
Yeah.
Through the conscious, the greater conscious, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you feel that God communicates with you and lets
Oh,
you know that you're on the right path?
That's a good question. So I've honestly been thinking about this lately because for like when I tell someone something, I'm like, well, God told me this. And they're like, but how? It's more for me, it's more of that feeling, like, or it's like that inner voice that is like, it's very soft spoken, but it's that inner voice in my head telling me like, Allie, you need to do this, or Allie, you need to do that. This is the right thing to do, but most of the time it's something that I don't want to do, because he's challenging me to keep doing the next right thing. And no one said doing the next right thing would be easy, but doing the next right thing is what grows us as people to become a more faithful and kind and loving, and the fruits of the Spirit, basically, just being a better person. And for me, it's anytime I'm in my car driving home and I'm just thinking, like in my head, ranting about how the day went, it's that little voice in my head that's like, you don't need to be doing this, or Allie, you still have the rest of the day. The day can still be great. You still have people who love you. And there's always that little voice in the back.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback on that. There's like a voice. And then there's also, I feel God has a sense of humor because he will make my phone, something pop up on my phone. Or
that's so true.
Driving down you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just something.
That's so true.
A pop up that like, hey, this is the direction you need to be going, or this is what I need you to do today, and it's something that I thought of that I never spoke out loud, but like I said, it just show up. So today, me and the wife was reading a daily devotion, and it was everything we needed to hear. Like she started crying or whatever, and it was just like it popped. I mean, it was there for us to read, but it was stuff we was discussing.
Right, but with each other, yeah.
You know what I mean? So God works in mysterious ways, and I love it.
And in multiple ways too. I also piggyback off of that. Like I do these daily readings actually with my sponsor, and it's something that she sends me out of like a women's spiritual book or something like that. And I kid you not, like I won't even like pray it out loud. I won't even tell my sponsor like what I'm thinking in that moment. But she'll send me that reading, and it's like you said, it's spot on. And it's cool because like our God, he hears us, he hears our heart and our soul, and he knows what we're thinking. Yeah. So yeah, just almost everything. He comes up in mysterious ways. Sometimes I'll be driving and license plates will pop up, and it's connecting to something that I was asking for a sign for. Sometimes when I'm struggling and I'll be like, hey God, like if you're there, just show me you're there. I did that the other day at Holmes Lake. Actually, I was like, God, show me you're here with me. And this person comes up to me, taps me on the back of the shoulder, and starts having like a 45-minute conversation with me about God. And I was like, where did you come from?
Ain't that a trip?
Yeah.
Ain't that a trip?
Mm-hmm.
That is a trip. And I notice the more I become obedient, the more signs come, and the more I think like, if it's wrong, like I can't let God down, and it's easier for me to say no to stuff, or to say yes to stuff, or if that makes sense, because I know it's either right or it's wrong, and it works for my better.
Well, and I think some of it's written into our DNA. something that was very profound to me when my wife and I first got married is we both love animals. And her wish was to get a Yorkie. So we got one. But our mother-in-law, my mother-in-law, stepmother, I guess, got her a Yorkie for Christmas. So we didn't just have one, we had two. And because I didn't know, I didn't realize that dogs under a year old would procreate. And so we didn't get them fixed in time. They had puppies. So this little 1.5-year-old dog is now a mom. And she knew exactly what to do. She knew how to stimulate the puppies, how to feed the puppies, how to take care of the puppies. But she was a baby herself. And I'd just sit there for hours and watch her clean them and stimulate them and move them around. And I'm like, how does she know how to do this? Because us as people feel like we need to be taught, right? That everything is like, okay, somebody's going to teach me how to take care of a kid. But maybe it's in our DNA that God gave it and wrote it into us from the beginning. And if we can tap into that or listen to that, then that can help us guide if we just listen to it.
Yeah. That's why I feel like deep down, we'll always know what the right thing to do is. It's just a choice on whether we do that.
Yeah.
You know, like it's almost like a gut feeling. Like I know when I really should not be doing something or be saying something. And sometimes I'll do it anyway. And then it like hurts even more. But when I follow doing the next thing, it's not easier, but it gives you that peace. It's a great.
All right, folks, we got to go to break and we will return after these messages.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Choppin' It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way, with your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd, powered by Nebraska Knockerball, HealthLink, and Coalition Restoration on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the show at Starter Heyman Jewelers text line at 402-464-5685 or stream live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Allo Cable channel 961. I'm going to hand the mic back over to Allie. Allie, take her away.
Alrighty, so kind of just resuming on like that spiritual topic, I really enjoyed it. So there's this thing, and it's called a God shot. All right, so bear with me. So a God shot is kind of a moment in your day where you're just like, obviously it has to be from a higher power other than you, and it's almost just so beautiful. You have to call it a God shot. So Robert, if you could pick like one of your favorite God shots, what would that be?
Well, I will pick out a God shot that happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, go for it.
And the amazing thing is it wasn't even for me.
You know, Robert, I'm sorry. But you look like Pippi Longstocking right now.
Did I mess my hair up?
I'm sorry. But I'm like that, man. I like to crack on people now.
No worries. Right. I'll tell you.
Help it laughing.
I'll tell you the story of the hair later. But so let's see. What is today? Saturday, Friday, Thursday night at 1:30 in the morning. A drunk driver blew through the street and busted down the fence to my house and went into the yard of my home. And where I live, there's an alley. And so there's my house, the fence, the alley, and then an apartment complex. And this car was, I think they were running from the police, hit the bump. And instead of going into the apartment, which would have killed the little girl, because there's a bedroom right there that she stays in, instead of the car killing her, it came into my yard. And that was God protecting that little girl.
Now, was he in the alley? In the actual alley?
He was driving down. I'm trying not to give my address away,
You
but
don't have to do that. Just down the street.
He was driving down the street that goes away from my house.
Okay.
Because the street dead ends at my house. You can't go when you're coming north, you dead end at my house.
Okay.
And then there's a little alleyway, and he was trying to shoot through that alley.
Got it.
And there was a big dip, and so when he hit the dip, he kind of hit a retaining wall to the apartment complex and then swung into my house instead of hitting my wall and swinging in, because this is a brick fence. It's 4 foot tall, so it's not like a chain link where it just fell down.
Yeah.
I mean, it took some pressure to knock this thing to the ground, and instead of going in and hurting somebody in this apartment complex, it just busted my fence. And so, obviously we'll be out money for the fence, but that's way better than the little girl losing her life.
Right.
She's a little 3 or 4 year old girl.
Wow.
And I just believe that there's just no way that was luck, that, I believe that God stepped in and said, Robert, you can handle fixing a fence.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
For her life, you can fix a fence.
It's almost like that burnt toast theory, where it's like you're trying to make toast and you throw it down, and then it gets burnt and you're already late to where you're going, but you have to stop and take 5 minutes to make new toast. And while you were doing that, God saved you from that car accident that you would have gotten in if you would have taken that burnt toast. Anything could have happened in those 5 minutes. Kind of like that almost.
Yeah. It's fun to watch God work in my life, but it's even funner when you can start seeing it in other people's lives.
Yeah.
More joyful. I shouldn't say fun.
Yeah.
It's more joyful when you see other people go from where they're at and start moving forward.
Yeah, it's almost like you can see someone go from living that desperate life to getting a little bit of sobriety and being like, okay, but they're still trying to just survive at that point. They're like, okay, I got a little bit of sobriety, just trying to survive. But then once you gain a little bit more sobriety, you can see how God gives them peace and takes care of their finances and gives them job opportunities. Like, I'm a year and a half clean and I want to be a public speaker, and here I am, starting a radio show, and God really does work in your life if you do the next right thing. And what's cool is all of us have a purpose in this life, all of us. So it just depends on if you want to find your true purpose and if you want to keep living that worldly lifestyle or change your life and live that clean and serene lifestyle.
Do you remember the angst that you had when you got out of treatment and started in AA?
Oh yeah, I was angry. I was not happy.
The what? What did you say? The what?
The angst.
The angst.
Angst?
Like anger.
The anxiety.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
anxiety and the fear and the, oh my gosh. am I
Yeah,
gonna be
no,
able to
when
do
I
this?
got out, like, I remember the first meeting I went to, I was like, I shouldn't be here. Like, I don't deserve to be here. Like, I'm too young. I have a life. And the first meeting I walked into was just like all like 67-year-old men and women. I'm like, hi, hey guys, I'm Allie, 22, 21 at the time, 21 years old. And I was just like, this isn't fair. I was just in pity. And I was like, I only had like a 30 days clean, and I was just scared. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do after this. I don't know what to do with my day. Like, I'm just scared. I'm just trying to live. And they all took me in. And it's like today, like, I admit my part in my addiction, and I did deserve to be there in that moment, and I needed to be there in that moment. But going through sobriety definitely humbles you.
Allie, so was it court that made you go to, because you said you got a case. So
Yeah,
was it court that made you go to?
Actually, I chose to go to treatment on my own.
Okay.
And then I found out that I would be going through like the court system. I caught my charges way back in like April, And I just kept using all the way till September because I just could not get clean for the life of me. I tried and I just couldn't do it. And I was so desperate. Like I hit rock bottom's basement. I was like, I can't do it anymore. So I left my abusive ex and I went into detox. And after 7 days, I was like, oh, I could go back and use again. And so I was like, wait, maybe I should go to treatment if that's the first thing.
So the reason I asked was because like some people have to go, and like you said, like you went and you was like, this is dumb or whatever. How long did you go before you said ding, like the bell went off and said, hey, this is helping me, this is truly what I need, and it's
Well,
working?
I think like in the beginning, I was just so desperate. I was like, I'll do anything, guys. I'll do anything. Like this sucks. And well, in my head, I was like, this sucks, but it didn't actually suck. I was making it harder on myself, but probably, I don't know. For everyone, their sobriety journey is different, but it took me until about 5-6 months of recovery for me to be like, okay, now the fog is clearing, because you're almost in like that pink cloud for the first 60 to 90 days. You're almost like on a high that you're sober, you're like, oh, I'm like, after you get through that dwelling stage of the first 30 days, like there's stages of sobriety. And then you go into, oh, life's great. Now I'm clean. Now I don't have to drink a drug and it's so easy. But then after that 60 to 90 days, it's like, oh, life hits you again. It's not as easy. But it's worth it. Is it worth it? 110% worth it. Like today I can sit here with you guys and I don't have to run to the bathroom every 5 minutes to go use, or I don't have to be sitting here thinking, okay, like who am I going to text to go pick up more product? That alone is a gift because it was literally a mental cycle that I could not get out of. And it was torture. What was even more torture is no one around me knew, at least. Not my sorority, not my college friends, because I didn't want no one to know I was an addict. And my family knew something was off. They just didn't know what. But yeah, I was so desperate and I was so embarrassed too, because fentanyl, it is a little wild. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Say I'm a fentanyl addict and then have everyone look at me weird? And then I caught charges and then it kind of happened. And then I lost all my friends and they all looked at me weird, but just showed me who the real ones.
Now, was it super hard going to your parents?
When I caught my charges and went to jail at first, I didn't tell my parents for 4 months. I didn't. I was like, I'm not telling them. Like, I remember telling my mom, like, I had to go to jail just because I caught those charges. I had to go there for someone to bail me out. And I was just like, oh, yeah, it's just for just some THC, Mom. No big deal. And then a couple months later, once I admitted to her I was already in treatment, that's when I let her know. I was like, by the way, Mom, like, I haven't been at a friend's house. I've been in treatment. And she was like, okay. Like, she was very shocked, but also very grateful because my mom, she says this to me all the time. At the end of my addiction, she wanted to just low key, in a way, just kidnap me and take me away because she was like, my daughter, like how you were feeling. Like my mom would cry and she thought that it was her fault. And she was just like, what do I do with my daughter? She just wanted to help me. But the hard truth about addictions is no one can help the addict but themselves. You can want to help them. You can give them advice. You can show them the way. But if they themselves don't want to do it,
they won't.
No.
Yeah. That happened with, I'm just putting our business out there, but you know what? It's out there. My son was addicted to meth. And we had my grandson a lot.
Yeah.
So I would go get like clothes or whatever, and it'd be like a little baggie of meth in there. And I'd go to my son, why is this in my house? Blah, blah. It's not mine. It's not mine. Okay. Whatever. Well, anyway, it got to the point where he had did some bad stuff and my wife called the cops and my son got arrested. He ended up going to prison and ended up getting out and turning his life around. And I could not, like, I'm getting emotional now because I'm so proud of that boy. He's got a good job, bought a house. He got custody of his son, but then his son wanted to be with the mom, so he let him go live with his mom. But I'm so proud of him. And a lot of people are like, you called the cops on your son? Well, it was either call the cops or let him die.
Yeah.
And we chose to call the cops. And that was the best thing we could, because no telling what I don't even know if he'd be here anymore.
Yeah.
But he's here and he's doing dang good. He's married. Like I said, he's got an excellent job and he's just moving up. He's in the union, making good money, got good insurance. I wonder, hey Gabriel, can you put me on your insurance? But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, son. If you're listening, I want you to know I'm super proud of you, man. But yeah, that's just addiction. It can take over, and it seemed like he took it on Thursday, and Saturday morning he was addicted.
Yeah,
because we didn't even know we didn't even know he was taking it or whatever, and everybody kept saying he's messing around and stuff. And looking back now, I could look at it like where he was just real antsy, like he would say something and he would just blow up, and go off and stuff. And back then we didn't know, but now looking back, we can be like, okay, now you see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, even with Roberts, he was still so young, but then still consumed so much too.
Mhm.
It just takes that one time, and even though there was years in between,
Yeah.
when you went back to it, it just
Yeah. Well, I remember when I first started drinking when I was 40, and I'd had a beer here and there in between, right? But I was the guy that had a 12-pack of beer in the garage, and it was there for so long that if somebody came over to have a beer, it'd get thrown away and I'd go buy another 12-pack because it was just skunked out. But I remember I was with this person and they said, I was telling them the story about how I drank the whiskey out of my dad's. And they said, I want to see what you look like when you drink whiskey. And I said, no, you don't. I knew better. And I still did it. And it just, I could do 5 shots and I didn't know where I was at. And I always use the JFK Jr. example because he was in an airplane, got in the clouds, and his instruments quit working and he didn't know whether he was going up or down. And my alcoholism, my instruments quit working. And I felt like I was speaking clearly and I was conducting myself in a good way.
You think everything's fine.
I'm seeing myself as nobody knows that I'm drunk, but everybody did.
Oh yeah.
And it just, and so my instrument panel was off, and just like Jeff K. Jr., it was just straight into the ground and splat.
I hate to cut you short right there. We'll pick up, folks. We got to go take a break, and we will return after we pay these messages.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Back to Choppin' It Up with Chubb, the soulful way, with your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd. Powered by Nebraska Knockerball, HealthLink, and Coalition Restoration on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Chubb, the soulful way. This is the final segment of the show, folks, and this is where I like to give our guests a moment just to give thanks and shout-outs to some people that helped them, or maybe just some shout-outs to people they just want to give shout-outs to. So, Allie, we will let you give your shout-outs, kiddo, and then, Robert, you take it away from there.
Alrighty, today I just want to shout out for my blessed mom and dad. I love them so much, and they are the reason why I'm here today. So thank you, Mom and Dad.
I'd love to shout out my family, of course. Importantly is Mission Field, is a treatment center in Nebraska City, and they are Christian-based. And if it wasn't for what I went through there, I don't think sobriety would have taken hold. I was there for, I think, 85 days. So it's quite a while.
Now, is it somewhere where you're there? Like you live there pretty much?
Yeah, it's inpatient. It's inpatient treatment, and then they have transition down if you wanted transition where you still live there and do the classes and they drug test you, but you can go out in the world. And then you can go to a halfway house, which I didn't do because I had a home here. But it was when I was there, the advice that was given to me when I got there from my uncle of all people is he said, don't be in a hurry to leave. And so I stayed as long as they let me. And because I figured the longer alcohol wasn't an option, the easier it would be to turn it down when I did go out. And when we went there, and this doesn't sound fun for young people, but they took our phones away. We weren't allowed to watch TV unless it was G-rated. You were either in the Bible, the book, or a class, and you really got to concentrate on yourself. And there was no people with their phones all day long doing Facebook. They were just there to focus on themselves. And if it wasn't for that setup, I don't believe that it would have been as smooth transition as it was. And everything worked out perfectly.
And would you like to throw your carpet care
Super Steam carpet and air ducts?
Super Steam, you know what I mean?
We've been here for 29 years in Lincoln.
29 years. So you guys reach out. You got a phone number, website?
402-488-0007.
All righty. All right, folks. If you need your carpet clean, you know what I mean? Go to Super Steam. Super Steam, right?
Correct.
Super Steam. All right, folks. Well, I just want to thank you for tuning in today. One of the greatest joys we can do is be a blessing to somebody. And if we can't be a blessing, just do no harm. I want you to visit our restaurant at 6105 Havelock Avenue. That's on the corner of 61st and Havelock. And remember, here at Soulful Casino, food's so good, everybody feels the soul. You dig?